are these bullies that we're facing. Like, I don't know if you had bullies when you were in high school, middle school, elementary school, or whatever. I never really had, or I feel like I never really had a bully. Anytime that I noticed that somebody was being bullied by someone else, I was like, come be my friend. Like, let's be friends, because we're not going to allow that to happen. If you have been bullied, or if you know a bully, or if you've been the bully, you know what that dynamic is like. The dynamic of having this feeling like something or someone is controlling you when you don't want it to be. When it's like, I didn't really sign up for this. Yesterday, I was in class with one of my teachers, Geshe-la. And Geshe-la is a Tibetan Buddhist monk. One of the things about having a good teacher is that they will call you out on your delusions. Like, you think that you made it somewhere or you progressed somewhere and you think that you are a lot further along than you actually are. And they're like, let's see. And yesterday in class, Geshe-la said something that I was just like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It was undeniably something that I struggle with, and undeniably just something that I was like, this is so, so, so true. So many of us, we go for these wellness hacks. We go for these gym programs and these retreats and these intense meditations, these long courses. We want to go off into the mountains, or, we want to go get on this crazy workout plan. And we do so many of these very, like, all these different wellness hacks and wellness tips and well-being things, and going to doing a lot of the yoga and the asana and all of these things that we do for our well-being, which is perfectly fine. But Geshe-la was saying, basically, like, you're doing all of these things, and meanwhile you are still being bullied by the small things. Like, you are still being bullied by Instagram, you are being bullied by TikTok, you are being bullied by iPhone, you're being bullied by coffee, you are being bullied by drugs or margaritas. You are being bullied by so many of the small things, sweet tooth and cravings. You're being bullied by anger. You're being bullied by jealousy. Like, we are being bullied by so many things. And we don't put enough effort into really taking care of these bullies that are overpowering our daily life and robbing us of our happiness and our peace. We are avoiding the bullies in our living room. We're avoiding the bullies in our hand. We are avoiding the bullies that we are facing every single day, that we keep trying to pretend like they are not there. Like, the bully is standing over there and we're like this. Like, I don't want to look at you. And I was like, OMG, if that is not me, like, if that is not me, I don't know what else is. And it's so funny because, as you guys know, I went all around the world looking for happiness, looking for peace, looking for well-being. I've done all the yoga classes and the meditation classes and going on 10-day retreats here and there in silence and trying to study all of these different things, which I'm so, so grateful for and have been a very big part of my journey. And also doing all of this stuff without addressing the bullies that are in our everyday life, it doesn't really change anything. Like, you can go sit on meditation retreats, you can go to the gym every day, you can drink all the green juice that you want. If you don't address the bullies in your life, if we still have these things that are overpowering us when we don't want them to be, like, when you go to bed at night, when you know you need to be sleeping, and then you get on your phone and you are scrolling, and it's so uncontrollable that you cannot put it down. Like, this is your bully. If you can't function without a cup of coffee, this is your bully. If you can't have a piece of cake near you or something sweet without being pulled towards it, this is your bully. If you can't wake up in the morning when you know you need to, when you know it makes you feel good, and you keep snoozing, pressing the snooze button, this is your bully. So for me, like, I've had so many bullies in my life, and I was like, really writing down, let me see, I was really writing down, like, what are my bullies? Like, what are the things that have been bullying me in my life? And I want to face my bullies. And my biggest bully at the moment is the snooze button. Undeniably, it's the snooze button. Like, I just, okay, this is my bully, and I'm going to face my bully. Like, I'm going to give it all I got. and really just getting up, waking up on time because I know it makes me feel, going to bed on time. Let's start there. And I was like, it's happening, period. Like I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. And something about this class with Geshe-la, it just gave me so much motivation and so much willingness and so much like, wow, like this is so true. I am being bullied by a snooze button. I cannot get out of bed on time when I know it makes me feel good, when I know it's good for my well-being. And this small thing is dictating my life because that small decision of pressing the snooze button literally, it's like a domino effect into so many other domains of my life. Having the courage to face bullies. For me, this looks like three things. The first thing is naming the bully. Naming who this bully is. Who is your bully? Like, is your bully the cup of coffee? Is your bully the cup of alcohol? Is your bully the gossip? Is your bully Instagram, TikTok? Is your bully the snooze button? Like, naming who your bully is, because we can't keep avoiding this person. We can't keep avoiding this thing. The longer we avoid it, it gets more powerful because we never look at it and go, I see you, I see what you're doing, and I'm not like, I'm gonna do something about this. It's the same with a bully at school or at work. If you never say anything or if you never acknowledge, they think you're weak. They think it's cool that they can keep dictating your life. They think it's cool that they can keep harassing you. They think it's cool and that you are okay with this. So naming my bully, like right now my bully is the snooze button, and today I saw my snooze button and I was like, not today. I got up. I woke up even earlier than I've been like wanting to get up. I was able to get so much done in the morning. I took a beautiful walk today and it just felt so good. And the second thing is just feeling the aftermath. Like, what does it feel like to be bullied by this thing? Like at the end of the day, what does it feel like in my body? What am I noticing? What is the domino effect of having this bully in my life? For me, like when I had Instagram and TikTok, and now it's been years where I haven't had Instagram or TikTok. And don't get me wrong, like I have this thing, even sometimes I will even make an Instagram account. I'll go back into the hands of my bully. These bullies can be so powerful in that way. Like, but because I know how it feels in my body, I know what it feels like in my life, I know how my mind feels when I'm in the presence of this bully, like it just doesn't feel good. And so that keeps me that gives me some space, like having those things, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But really just feeling the aftermath of that bully, what it's like to be in the space of that bully, to have interactions with that bully. If it's for you having a cup of coffee, and if you don't have that cup of coffee, if it literally is like, I can't function, then that is a bully. That is not a friend. Like, you should still be able to function and live your life and do the things that you want to do without this thing that's overpowering you and feel like if you're waking up and you are out of control, mean, angry, frustrated without whatever this thing is, then this is bullying you. If you can't go a day without fast food, if you can't go a day without McDonald's, like this was also a really big one for me. McDonald's had me in a chokehold. McDonald's had me like I just need it. Like the French fries, the McFlurries, like everything is just so good. Everything smells so good. But this is your bully. If you know it doesn't feel good in your body, if you know you feel tired, lethargic, if it's something that is overpowering you, and like you have that thought, like, oh, I know I shouldn't have this. Start to justify all the reasons why you need it and all the ways in which if you don't get it, like how it will impact you. This is your bully. Identify your BFFs, your best friends, the people that are going to protect you when you see the bully in the hallway, that you can kind of like go over to your friend and really just this person where you feel safe and where you know there's enough space between you and the bully where you can kind of just like feel safe. And this is so important to identify who our BFFs are. Whatever our BFFs might be, for me, grounding is a BFF. Coming back to my body, coming back to the present moment, because then I can really start to think about like, do I really, like, do I really want to go down that lane, or is this really helping me, or really just snap back into reality? Because even, for example, like with the phones and with social media and these type of things, it's so easy. Like you can pick your phone up and legit just be wanting to do something simple, like even maybe send an important message, and then 30 minutes go by, you're scrolling. and then another 40 minutes, and then you're scrolling, and then a whole hour goes by and you've been scrolling, and it's so powerful that it's just like, how did I end up here? And so really having those BFFs, I was talking to a friend a few days ago, and he was saying he has some app on his phone where whenever he gets onto social media, it shuts him out after 10 minutes. Like, that's his BFF. So finding our BFFs in these things, the things or the people that kind of create enough space and allow us to pause before we're overpowered by our bullies. It can be a deep breath. And I share these 31-minute practices that have been helping me on my journey, that really allow me to come back into the present moment, allow me to just create a sense of freedom back into my life in, like, in moments. Because sometimes when we think of freedom, when we think of being free from these things that really bind us, that keep us in these cycles, that keep our lives feeling small. And it really can feel like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. And this thing has literally trapped me. Like, I have so many conversations with people who are so well aware of how social media is hurtful to them, how like they stay up at night, it's difficult for them to sleep, the comparison, judging other people, like so aware of these things, and yet they still feel so overpowered by these things. So it's so important to know the things that give us the space to kind of really drop back into like what matters most, to come back into the present moment, come back into being alive enough to reorient ourselves into the things that actually keep us safe, and away from these things that keep us stuck in cycles that we know are just not good for our lives. Naming your bullies. This is so important, like to be aware of the things that are bullying us, like naming them, listing them down. Who are you? What are you? And being so clear about who our bullies are, what our bullies are in life, that are keeping us from feeling free. The second thing is really tuning into how that bully makes you feel. What is the aftermath like? Like, what do you actually feel in your body when you see this bully in the hallway? Do you feel tension, tightness? What sensations are actually coming up when you have been in relationship with this bully? When you've seen them, when you've been around them, when you've been using them, being very clear on what that feeling is, because most of the time when we are in the grip, or when we are in the control of these things that bully us, we don't feel good. Like, it just doesn't feel good, and we know that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to wake up and because I haven't had a cup of coffee, I can't function. It doesn't feel good that even though I know I don't want to check my phone, I know I don't want to touch my phone, somehow I still end up with my phone in my hand and I'm scrolling endlessly. It doesn't feel good to keep snoozing and snoozing when you know you don't feel good the later you wake up. It doesn't feel good to constantly be replaying a past story over and over and over again. It doesn't feel good to react in anger or snap at people, and then later on you're like, oh, why did I do that? So really knowing the aftermath of what being in a grip of these bullies feel like. Third, identifying our best friends. Our friends on the journey, these can actually be people, these can be things, these can be practices, these can be other apps that we might use. Like, my friend is using this app to kind of lock him out of social media, but for me it's more like actual practices, nervous system reset things like grounding, resourcing, my meditation practice. But really identifying who is going to protect us, what is going to protect us, or create space between us and this bully, so that we can come back into our sense of freedom and safety. And I always say to myself, like, there is no reward for pretending. I have to remind myself that often, because I feel like even myself, I can go into this like trying to trick myself, trying to trick myself into happiness, trying to trick myself into like, yeah, this practice is working, trying to trick myself into believing that the things that I'm doing actually are good for me when I know they're not. Like, trying to really pretend to trick myself, but there is no reward. We all just want to be free. We want to have freedom in our lives. We want to live happy lives. We want to live peaceful lives. None of us want to be in a grip of bullies or these things that are controlling our lives, and we know they don't feel good. We know they're not helping us progress. We know they're keeping us small. We know that they are literally exhausting us, that they are burning us out, making us tired, making us anxious, making us frustrated, invoking anger, invoking just negative sensations, negative thought patterns. We know that, and yet we still end up being powered by them. And the thing is, they don't even have as much power as we think that they have. Really taking these steps and having the courage to stand up to these bullies, to stand up and go, it's a no for me. This is really the quality of our lives that we are talking about. These are the small things. And like my teacher said, like Geshe-la said, we are trying to tap into all of the like breath work, meditation, this yoga practice, that like, which are incredibly good for us. Don't get me wrong, incredibly good, but they have to be paired with not being bullied by the small things. Like, we can't be being bullied by McDonald's and doing a yoga practice. Like, if McDonald's is still having this grip over our lives, or fast food, or constantly eating sweets, or every day having a glass of wine or alcohol or cigarettes, like, if these things are overpowering us to the point where we feel like we literally, like, we can't do anything about it, then these are the things that we have to really look at and find meaningful ways to address the bullies in our lives. So important that we put effort into facing our bullies, that we put effort into being courageous, showing up for ourselves, and doing the things that, on a small scale, that we feel so overpowered by Netflix and binge watching and Facebook, snapping on people, falling into like arguments, and really knowing the things that are bullying us, knowing what foods bully us, knowing what TV shows bully us, knowing what apps bully us, knowing what people bully us, knowing what type of content bully us, knowing what environments bully us. To love being at a nightclub, knowing what type of music bullies us, knowing what drinks and what substances, what things that we put in our body that are bullying us. Just being clear about who our bullies are and putting effort into having the courage to face these bullies to the best of our ability, to the best of our ability, and trying one step at a time, because I know it's hard and that it can feel challenging, and that it just really, how powerful these things feel over us. And some of them are designed to be that way, but knowing that you are strong enough, that you have resources, that there are things and there are BFFs that you can adopt to support you, to help you, to not allow you to be bullied, that are willing to hold your hand, that are willing to walk the hallways with you, and that just creating enough space day by day and over time, you create so much distance from these bullies that it's just like, that's so and so over there. I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about her. Like, it's over there and it's there and it doesn't necessarily go away, but I have enough space and distance to know that this bully can't control me.